Phyllis Diller, author of Like a Lampshade in a Whorehouse, you've been summoned to jury duty. Alonzo Bodden, winner of The Last Comic Standing Season 3, you've been summoned to jury duty. International performer starring in Sometimes I Cry, Sheryl Ralph, you've been summoned to jury duty. The only court show where celebrity jurors decide the outcome of your case. Jury duty. Don't even try getting out of it.
All rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Judge, Bruce Cutler, presides.
Thank you, Sergeant. You?
Welcome, sir.
Good day, everybody, and good day, jurors. It's wonderful to see you. Please all have a seat so we can try and resolve this lawsuit. From what I understand, you are Mr. Hermansen?
Correct.
You are suing Mr. Olson, and you're suing him because you're claiming that he sold you an 8-unit apartment building and didn't disclose the faulty condition of the roof.
Correct.
Is that the truth?
Yes.
You're a realtor or a real estate agent?
Yes.
Of note? And you were forced to repair the roof to satisfy the lender in order to close the deal. That's the gist of the suit.
Correct.
What do you say, Mr. Plaintiff? Encapsulated form, just educate and elucidate the issue for me and these jurors.
Okay, I entered into this into a contract to purchase this building from Mr. Olson.
An apartment building.
An apartment building.
Go ahead.
And during the course of the transaction, the appraiser came out to do an inspection of the building and determine the value of the building. And during the course of the appraisal, he noticed there was water stains on the ceilings inside the apartment. The appraiser noticed it and made a note of it. The appraiser suggested that a roof certification be required to determine the life expectancy of this roof. So I sent my roofer out there to take a look at the roof, and he wouldn't certify the roof for 5 years, much less 5 weeks.
What does that mean, certify the roof? What does it mean?
A roof has a useful life, and what he went out to determine is if was the roof good for another 5 years, which is what the lender required.
What did he say?
He said that the roof
was not good.
Was not good.
What did you do about that?
Well, I called up Mr. Olson and I let him know how the roof certification came out, and he said he didn't want to replace or repair the roof at all.
So what did you do?
I had already put up a deposit.
With whom?
With the lender. I paid a price to lock in the interest rate on the loan, yes, as well as I paid $2,500 for the appraisal.
Yes.
So anyhow, at that point, if I backed out of the transaction, I would lose all that money.
So what did you do?
I made the decision to proceed with the transaction.
With Mr. Olson?
With Mr. Olson, knowing that I would have to pay the money.
You'd buy the apartment building, and you'd have to pay money to fix the roof.
I had to pay the money to replace the roof, which the lender required me to do.
Mr. Olson, I understand you're a good man, you're an honorable man. Do you have an answer to what Mr. Hermansen says?
In the first place, there's nothing in the original contract, and I never discussed it whatsoever with Mr. Hermansen, anything about a roof. He was so anxious to get the property that...
to buy the property?
Yes. He already has 14 properties in the area, and he is a professional owner.
He likes to buy them and then sell them?
Buys them and sell them. He's already put the property up for sale in the daily press for another $150,000. So I did give him one heck of a deal, you know.
So you never had this conversation about the roof with him?
Never.
He never said to you, Mr. Olson?
No conversation whatsoever with him on the roof.
Okay.
And
had you had any complaints from tenants, Mr. Olson, about the roof?
I never had a complaint from a tenant. In fact, I have a letter here from my maintenance man who's taken care of the property for 8 years, and we've never had a complaint from any tenant. We had an arbitration agreement that if any problem arose during the escrow, that we would probably go get somebody to iron it out, and he went beyond that. It was such a good deal for him, or he wouldn't have closed it without...
You had an arbitration clause in the contract that if you had a disagreement...
Yes, we had signed an arbitration agreement in the original contract to take care of that in the original contract.
So why are we here then, Mr. Hermansen, if we had an arbitration clause? Why are we in court? I mean, this is a court of law. We do have these wonderful jurors who are going to help us, but there's a court of law. Why wasn't this taken to arbitration?
Well, the arbitration, as I understand it, applies to the contract, the purchase agreement. It has nothing to do with the condition of the roof.
Well, the condition of the roof, to me, would be a sine qua non of the efficacy of the contract. So what's your redress? Buying something, you find out it's defective, you come to court, Mr. Olson says it wasn't defective, the tenants never complained, you got a great deal, you want to buy it and sell it, you had an arbitration clause, you didn't go to arbitration, you came here to sue, and I understand you're suing for $5,000. Is that the idea?
Correct.
Okay. Is there some animosity, and I say this to you men with all due respect, have you tried to resolve this matter between one another as men?
Yes, to a certain point. He cussed me out for almost 2 weeks on the phone, called me old, and then connected every word that I can think of connected with me being old. I'm 82 years old.
Oh, you look great to me. God bless you, sir. Did you ever tell Mr. Olson he was an old fogey or any words like that?
You know, I don't recall any conversations like that.
I'm just saying if it did. So, did you have some harsh
We
words?
did have conversations about the roof.
Yeah, but no ad hominem attacks, meaning no personal attacks directed at Mr. Olson or his age or his disposition?
I might have mentioned he has a tendency to ramble when he talks, and he doesn't let anybody else get a word in edgewise. But
I've been accused of the same thing. I know the feeling. Why didn't you act when you found out from the appraiser that there was a problem? Why did you wait and then fix it and then bring the lawsuit? Why didn't you do something right then and there, say, Mr. Olson, there's a problem here?
I did.
He says you didn't.
But I did. I
No,
mean, and I documented it in the letter.
He started cussing me out immediately and telling me how old I was and how bad I was and
I see.
what a liar I was and everything. I never lied about anything. I never had any conversation with him whatsoever mentioning roof at any time with Mr. Hermansen or in writing.
How much time passed, Mr. Hermansen, from the time you say you spoke to Mr. Olson about the roof and this lawsuit was initiated? About how much time? Just approximately. I'm not holding you to it.
3 months.
Okay. There's a time in jury duty where we defer to these jurors because they're going to decide this case if they can do it in a unanimous fashion. But I want you to know you're going to answer to the jurors because this is jury duty. Thank you.
Coming up,
He even threatened me so bad that I never ate for almost 2 days. He was so bad.
when jury duty returns. Welcome back to Jury Duty, where Hollywood holds court.
In jury duty today, Charles Hermansen is suing Delbert Olson for $5,000 for failing to disclose a faulty roof on the apartment building Mr. Olson sold to him. Mr. Olson claims the roof was fine, and Mr. Hermansen did not request a roof certification in the contract, and he had no complaints from the tenants. That is, in a nutshell, encapsulates the suit. One final query before I turn you over to these wonderful jurors. Mr. Plaintiff Hermansen, since you got such a great deal, why don't you
Mr.
just let it go?
Olson is also a licensed real estate broker in the state of California.
He's a
and
realtor.
he is required to disclose material defects of the building, structural and material defects, and he didn't do that.
Ms. Diller, do you feel you might have a question or two for
Well,
Mr. Hermansen
I
or Mr.
feel
Olson?
that this whole thing started when Mr. Hermansen called Mr. Olson an old fart.
Fuddy-duddy.
An old
Yeah.
fart.
Well, he could have said that, too. Did he
Where
do
did you
that?
get this
I
audience?
can't quite hear.
Yeah, Ms. Diller said he made disparaging remarks about you being older than he.
Yes,
And
many,
she
many
used-
times.
So
many
Ms. Diller
times on
used
the
her own
telephone. He even
language.
threatened me so bad that I never ate for almost 2 days. He was so bad.
Now, Ms. Diller, you can't get angry at Mr. Hermansen because he's younger than we.
Well, I can't understand how these two very, very smart realtors, professionals, could get into this kind of a thing. It sort of went this way, this way, and kind of fed itself.
One exacerbated the other, as they say in
That's
the
a
law.
good word, exacerbated. I couldn't
certainly.
do that one.
Sure. Now, Mr. Bodden, do you want to jump in and help us here?
Sure. First thing, Your Honor, let me say I appreciate when you speak Latin because it just makes me feel like I'm smarter sitting here. I have no idea what you said, but I just nod, and people are like, he speaks Latin too. So thank you for that. Mr. Hermansen, my question for you is, you're a professional in this. This is what you do. You buy and sell properties.
I don't own nearly as many properties as Mr. Olson says, but...
Did you actually look, before you bought it, you know, say, I don't know how it works, if he has an ad for a building for sale for X amount of dollars, and you say, oh, that looks like a good deal, do you go look at the building yourself?
Yes, I do.
So
I walk
you
around
didn't
the building.
see these watermarks on the roof when you went and looked?
I hadn't had a opportunity to inspect the interiors of the apartments. The only opportunity I had was to walk around the exterior of the building and do a physical inspection from the outside, but from down on the ground, it's hard to see the roof.
Right, but isn't that taking a big risk in your business to buy something, like to buy a building without going inside and looking at it? That's kind of like buying a car without starting the engine and then getting mad because
it's done during the course of the transaction, but it just hadn't been done up to this point yet.
But you'd already put your money down. You made a deposit.
You do a physical, yeah, but the deposit at that point was pending a walkthrough.
But that's not what you're saying. You're saying once you made the deposit, it wasn't pending, like you were locked in.
At that point, I still hadn't paid the money to the lender to lock in the interest rate. So I wasn't into it that far, that much money at that point.
Mr. Bodden, with these big money deals and who owes who what, I get confused myself. But you asked an elemental question. Did you have an opportunity to see the defect before? Your answer is you did not, or you?
No.
Should we go to?
But it is a good question.
Oh, it's an excellent question because the jurors really run the show on jury duty. That's why we have them. Should we go to Ms. Ralph?
You know, Judge, in sitting here and listening to this, you're both pros. You both know what you're doing. You like to fix it and you like to flip it. That's what you like to do. That's what you like to do. And you looked at that building and you liked it, yes or no?
I like it, but just to respond to that, this is the first building I've ever bought just to flip. I mean, that's...
flip means to sell.
And that wasn't even my intention when I bought the building. That's just the way it has turned out.
But that's just the way it's turned out.
Correct.
So do you plan to keep it or do you plan to flip it?
I currently own it, and I currently do not have it on the market, and I'm not...
But I heard it was put on the market for $100,000 more, or that's not true?
I had it advertised in the newspaper briefly, and I didn't get any response to my ad, so I discontinued marketing the property.
So you had put it on the market?
Yeah, just briefly, like 2 weeks.
So briefly you had the intent to flip it?
Correct.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you go into your secret special chambers back there under the tutelage of Sergeant Yu and try to make sense of this? And that's what I'm going to rely on you to do. And that's what jury duty is all about. So, court is now in recess.
Which realtor's testimony will the jurors buy? Listen in on what the celebrities are thinking when Jury Duty continues. Have your legal case heard amongst the stars? Call the number on your screen or log on to juryduty.tv and let the drama unfold under the bright lights of Hollywood. Jury Duty, the first and only celebrity justice system. Welcome back to Jury Duty, where it's lights, camera, and celebrity justice.
Okay, so we have to figure out, does this guy deserve the money? This is what I say. I say that, you know, if you're dumb enough to buy a building without looking at the roof, too bad.
Is that what happened here?
That's what I think happened. He bought a place because the price was cheap.
Right.
He didn't look at the roof, and then he found out the roof leaked. Well, who buys a building? I mean, I'm not a real estate expert, but if you're going to buy a house, you got to look at the roof, right?
You know, I tend to agree with you on this, but I'm wondering, he says that the gentleman he bought it from never told him that there was a problem with the roof, and he comes in with all the pictures, and you look at it and you think, okay, you can look at this roof and see, okay, some work has been done to it, but then you have this letter here that says in 10 years nobody has complained of any leaking due to rain or anything, which is possible because they talked about how long, you know, he mentioned earlier how long a roof, the life of a roof is. So that is quite possible. And he has owned this building for now 20 years. So
Well, he said it's supposed to last for 5 years.
A roof?
Yeah.
The appraiser suggested that a roof certification be required to determine the life expectancy of this roof. So I sent my roofer out there to take a look at the roof, and he wouldn't certify the roof for 5 years, much less 5 weeks.
that's what the appraiser was saying, yes.
I went through something like this. Like, I was going to buy this house, right? And the house was hooked up to a septic tank. And they said there's a problem with the septic tank. The inspectors of the house said there's a problem. They said, you're going to have to hook the house to the sewer system.
Gotcha.
And that was going to cost $50,000, right?
Wow.
Now, I don't have Phyllis Diller money. I can't be just throwing away 50 grand. I know you can, but I'm not rich like Phyllis. So, but I knew this, like, in other words, it was my choice.
Right.
So I went to the guy selling the house and I said, are you going to lower the price $50,000? And he said no, and I just walked away from the deal. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you
it's
brought
like,
that up.
If you're going to buy something, it's your responsibility to look at it.
Absolutely. And now he said clearly when he started speaking now, I'm talking about the plaintiff, Hermansen, right?
Yeah.
He said clearly that when he had it appraised, they said that in order to get the roof certification, he needed to check out the roof. He brings in his own person to check out the roof for roof certification. His own person said no. Come on, this man's a pro. He knows
Right.
the ins and out, and he decided to go ahead anyway.
Yeah.
And then he said it took him 3 months before he got back to the defendant to take action. What was going on?
Well, yeah, and also the law does say that the seller has to disclose anything.
That's true.
But if the seller didn't know that
That's-
the roof was
that's
leaking,
right.
you can't disclose something you don't know.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
A real estate nightmare comes to an end. The verdict is up next here on Jury Duty. Hollywood can't wait to hear your case. Call or log on to juryduty.tv and get celebrity justice on your side. Welcome back to Jury Duty. It's the court show gone Hollywood.
Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict in this case?
Yes, we have.
We have, Your Honor.
Sergeant, can you deliver it
Yes.
from Miss Diller? Thank you, dear. Thank you, Sergeant Yu.
You're welcome, sir.
The jury has a unanimous verdict, and it is for the defendant Olson that no money award is due to the plaintiff Hermansen. That's their verdict. They've decided it, they've analyzed it, they've evaluated the equities, if you will. I personally agree with it. I think you're both fine gentlemen and good men. And I think, Mr. Hermansen, you should have done a little bit more checking. Mr. Olson, I understand your position. So I wanted to just put my little 2 cents in there because this is the jury's case and the show is jury duty, and they have spoken. So verdict for the defendant, Olson, no money awarded. Court is adjourned.
The defendant, Delbert Olson, has won the case. The celebrities have shined justice in his favor. They have cleared him of any costs for roof repair.
Once again, I really think that justice was served. Look, if you're going to buy it to fix it and flip it, then do what you need to do to flip it right. Case closed.
Well, I think the lesson here is, if you're going to buy something, just stop by and look at it. Peek in the window. I don't know. How do you buy a building? You just drive by and say, oh, that's a cute building, I'll pay. Then you lose out. Pour water on the roof, see if it leaks.
I think that Mr. Olson is in wonderful shape for a man of 82. Do you have his address?
Today's show has been brought to you by Ricardo Beverly Hills Del Mar Light, now 30% lighter. Ballistic strength multi-compartment wheel aboard and towed. Fashion luggage designed for the serious traveler. Ricardo Beverly Hills.